The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Tiger Technician Hour with your host, Basil Chapman. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Now, Basil Chapman.
Good morning, everyone. This is the Thursday, May the 30th edition of the Tiger Technicians Hour. Dow's down 357 at 38,083. Just being relentless. Every time it looks like they're trying to move the Dow higher, you get a CRM, Salesforce.com. Salesforce, look at that, smashed the downside, 54 points down 20% at 217, and made a peak D in the weekly chart. And that's really, I might have to rename this. I have this as a peak C in the monthly chart. We're going to see 311.25 was the high back in November. It slumps down to the 130s, and it goes all the way back to 320. I think it was just under 320. I'll give it you right now. 318, yeah, 318. Oh, wow. And now it's down to 218. That is quite a hit. Okay. And then what do we have? We also have Microsoft today pulling back. We've been anticipating some kind of a pullback. 433.60 was the high 5 sessions ago, all-time high. And now it's underneath the 9-period moving average, underneath the 14-period moving average at 420.75, down 8.40. You've got a peak D in the weekly chart. You've got a leg E in the monthly chart. Let's just see how this unfolds. Yes, we're talking about end-of-month buying. This is going to be a challenge for the fund managers because the selling pressure has been in such important stocks, but then the buying pressure is also, look, Dell Computer, I don't know how important it is just in the overall spectrum, but look at that. It's a massive move, made an all-time high yesterday, just under 180, I think it was. Let me just check. That was 179.70, and today's down 12 at 166, still with outstanding technicals. So what we're looking at here is there's a rotation going on, but the rotation hasn't yet impacted the SMHs, the semiconductors. They're holding very well, down 13 cents at 245.59, 245, just 5 points off the all-time high that was made 3 days ago. The way I'm looking at this, should I do it now or should I do it in a little while? I'll do it right now. You see the way the stochastic has held perfectly in the 90, I'll give you the exact number right now, going to the 9th of May, where it started to flatten out. You're looking at the stochastic at this particular point. Let's just say that, where did it go? So it was in the 91 area. And then it went a little higher. But look what's happened. It's flat. A flat stochastic in a bullish phase is really important. That's what you want to see, just as you want to see the 9-period over the 14-period moving average. And this is the Van Eck Semiconductor ETF. I make a big deal about it because it is a big deal. Where the semis go, invariably the market goes. Every once in a while, there's a divergence where maybe the semis play catch up to the general market. Maybe the S&P makes an all-time high, but the S&P, or the SMHs will get there. And then when they get there, maybe it's a little late, maybe it's a little early, but I follow them very, very closely. And at this point, the price is over the 9, the 9's over the 14, the MACD is strong, the relative strength has just started to dip a little bit. I wouldn't say weaken, but it's pulling back. The on-balance volume is starting to pull back. I wouldn't say weaken, it's just pulling back from being overbought. And that 9-period move, and that stochastic's at 90.94. So it's going to have to be some bad news, something that says, maybe now NVIDIA and some of the others, there's competition coming from somewhere, or there's a tax, whatever it is. There has to be, and I'm going to do this right now because it's so important, there has to be a bad news event that the market takes seriously. So here we have the Dow. This is called the Chapman Wave Dark News Index, DNI. It made, from the 15th of May, I said, this is getting a little double top here. I think that's going to be internal low and residual low. and we should be pulling back. I'm making it white, the little rectangle, because for the first time I see yields going up, worrying the market, and I see other peripheral things that I consider important in terms of how the market reacts to news. That's all. Because sometimes the same news on one day, the market says, what news? What news? And the next day it says, oh my God, oh my God. So this is what we're looking at right now. We've got this arch formation coming down, and I suspect that this was a correct call, starting from the 15th of May, saying I'm about to get some kind of a signal. We got the signal right at the exact top, the day of the top, and we've got that signal being upgraded from a sell signal to a sell mode. The irony of the whole thing is this, that, well, let me just do this first. I was afraid to do it before, but I've corrected. I hope I've corrected the problem. I do not need any problems anymore. There we go. So this is the using the vertical line to test whether or not there's an ictus right at a particular low or a particular high. So let's go to this. I'm going to click it. I'm going to click it and say, let's hope that it all works out. There it is. So you see that high that was made right there, and you see the high that was made in the unbalanced volume. Perfect turnaround, but you don't get this on, so for the SMHs, look, the SMH here. Ooh, did I hit the right button? Oh, gosh, there was the SMHs. That was a perfect turnaround. Isn't that interesting? That's a perfect turnaround on the unbalanced volume from yesterday. I'm looking at this and I'm saying, wait, I got a sell signal over a week and a half ago. Aha, here it is, INDU. So I'm saying, warning, careful. We've raised cash. We've raised stops and positions that we've been taken out. We're out. We got that cash. We're ready to put it to work. Not right this minute. In about a week or two, we'll be putting that to work, I believe. But here it is. There's the line. I drew it in. So I'm going to change the color. I was so afraid to do it the other day because something happened. Well, I think I resolved that one step at a time. I resolve these things. There it is. So make that thicker. Wait. Let's go to, just for now, let's go to that. And we've got a dash there. That exact ictus at the high from the unbalanced volume coincide with the high in the Dow. It didn't before. It was a little early, and it has today. And when it does, I respect that, and I say, okay, now you tell me what's next, and that's all I can say. So I'm saying to you, based on a number of indicators that I use, here's another one that I'll use just for a moment. Look at this. I love peak Ds in the Dow especially. When they occur, very often it's either going to be an instant restart or an immediate turn. I shouldn't have said anything, huh? I shouldn't have said, oh, there it is. Okay. So what we're looking at here is, look, this is the Dow, made a peak D at the high on the 20th of May. Well, have a look at this. This is the one-to-one short. Right at, on the 20th of May, right there, the low was, 28.18. And right now it's trading at 29.95. That is a huge single leg A to the upside, and it broke the Chapman wave falling axe formation, the inside track repellent zone. This is the strongest move we've seen in the technicals in the weekly chart. 1-to-1 is the ProShares Trust short Dow, and so far that's very nice. But I wanted to get some of that out the way. The other thing I wanted to say is I love when the volatility index kind of ignores everything and only wakes up much later. Well, the VIX right now is trading at 13.99, down 2 cents. Dow's down 427, S&P's down 22. I'll be right back.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
The Gold Report. As a precious metal, gold is still king. It continues to hold the most effective safe haven and hedging properties across the global major trading hubs of the London OTC market, the U.S. futures market, and the Shanghai Gold Exchange. The Gold Report. Tom O'Brien publishes his weekly gold report every Monday morning for subscribers, consisting of coverage of the XAU, HUI, GDX, the dollar, bonds, the South African rand, as well as 25 different mining equities with specific buy-sell recommendations. The Gold Report. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Subscribe to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report newsletter now at TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched The Tiger's Den, hosted at Discord. TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Hi folks, we're back. So there's a couple of things I want to do right now. So I want you to show you this. Look, gold went negative in terms of the 9-period moving average going underneath the 14. It went pink. Just real simple. If you look at the actual cup formation, this is trying to make a second cup formation. In other words, it's starting to form a U pattern that goes to a W. Oh, get this out of the way. Okay, that's one. Now, so this is a potential that it could do right here. In other words, it could suddenly turn around and have that 9-period moving average cross positive. We'll see what happens. But it's a leg E. Could be a peak E by Friday at 4 o'clock. That's tomorrow at 4 o'clock. If gold hasn't gone into the 24,058 or 60 area. In other words, if it hasn't made a new recovery high this week, that's going to be a peak. All right? But wait a minute. Look at the GDX. The GDX being green and the 9-period moving average is still green. And that's this whole dichotomy that we're looking at. You've got, whereas the GDX, the gold miners, failed completely for quite a while to participate as well as gold, all of a sudden it's doing a little bit of catch up and it's acting quite well. Today it's up 60 cents. This is the GDX at 35.78. 9-period moving average positive, but the pattern itself says you're just kind of stuck in a range for now, and it is a leg E, probably a peak E in the weekly chart, but the day's young. Anything can happen over the next 2 full sessions. Now what we're looking at is the silver was acting a lot differently to gold. Look, it's at its most recent highs, whereas gold pulled back a little bit, and the 9-period moving average is extremely strong. It's actually doing very nicely. And it's in a leg E in the weekly chart, very strong leg C in the monthly chart, where we've still got another day and a half to go before we wrap up the month. So silver is a much stronger entity than gold at the moment. It's been like that for a little while, and at this particular point, it is down 49 cents at 31.86, but holding very well. So I wanted to show you the whole dichotomy between, even within sectors, that you can get this. Look at the AIQ. This is the AIQ is the ETF for the Global X Artificial Intelligence ETF. We've been long forever. Right from there. That's the weekly chart way back in 2023. But look at this. It hasn't run up as you would with all the hype about artificial intelligence. I'm actually disappointed. Instead, okay, it went to a brand new all-time high at about 34.80 about 5 sessions ago. But it's starting to roll over. It's got Microsoft, I think, I haven't even looked at for a while. I've just gone off the top of my head. I'm sure Microsoft must be in it somewhere. Microsoft is down quite sharply. And yeah, the down 10 hit a 433.60, just like the AIQ just about 5 days ago. So I'm looking at this and I'm saying there is a slow rollover unfolding as we speak. And because of it, I don't want to ignore the fact that there is a potential change in tide. I love to look at markets as if they're tides. It could be, and not only that, you can get waves that are just minor little waves. You can get tsunamis. You can get you can look at the Portuguese Nazaré. You got this Nazaré. You've got 100-foot waves. You got mild nothings, and you've just got to appreciate where you are in the cycle and what kind of characteristic whatever you're looking at does. Well, in this particular instance, even Microsoft, when you consider how spectacular some of these stocks went, like an NVIDIA screaming to an all-time high today, that is even the weekly chart. Look, that's a really strong move. Look at the same chart, the middle chart, the weekly chart with Microsoft. That's a struggle, right, for that V-shaped double top. So I'm saying to you, look at the characteristics, and the characteristics to me are saying that at this particular point, it's very selective. The best of the best. I want to look, for instance, SMCI. Okay, that is Supermicro company. Look, it failed to make a new high. It hit that whole series of round number highs back the week of the 8th of March, tumbled down, went to a low of 671.00 back in April, and then bounced sharply, and then came back down to 700.00, a higher low, and then made higher highs and went to a peak D. It is slowly rolling over in a potential dreaded H pattern. And yet it was, look at this spectacular move in the monthly chart. I'm saying to you, this is a time to be very selective, to have patience, to be building up a cash position. There are a lot. Look at this. Schwab. Look at that hit to the downside. Oh, please. Schwab. There it goes. Schwab. There it is. Look at that. All-time high. I forgot to type that in at 80. I think it was at 79 something other. Right there. Look. Right there. The high was 79.49 on the 22nd. And yesterday it was down to the 69 level. That's a pretty big hit. When you look at the weekly chart, you say, yeah, it is a hit. Not such a big hit. The 9-period moving average in the weekly chart is still very strong. Look at Robinhood. Same category, right? In the brokerage and making a new recovery high today as we speak, up 21.91, up 83 cents. IBKR. This is here we go, IBKR in the brokerage area, in Interactive Brokers. Made a peak. It almost looks like NVIDIA. Did a fantastic move. Made an all-time high just 3 days ago at 129.19. And here it's at 128.11, not wanting to give up anything. So that's what I'm saying, that it's sector by sector. The AIA, which is this is the conglomerate. This is the ETF, the iShares broker and dealer security, has had a pretty sharp pullback on the daily chart, the sharpest one it's had in quite a while, from 128.48 to today's low of 115.80. Leg B to the downside. Monthly chart, weekly chart says, nothing much. Monthly chart says, great. Leg F, looking very good. So I'm just saying to you, don't get. I would not put this in a category of, oh my God, everything is going down. This is going to be a really, really a bad end of the month, beginning of the next month. I'm saying it's a slow rollover. And it might be that we're looking at this kind of corrective action, consolidation action, where it's telling us that on the next big pullback, if it starts to include the S&P and then the SMHs, that the Dow is going to have to correct and right the ship. And it's going to take a while. That maybe it was the Dow 30 type stocks that were hit so badly, and that you really have sector rotation and sector strength. And then if you're looking at something like the SMHs, they don't have to tank. They could just be having sideways consolidation. In other words, this could be that within the sectors themselves, they don't correct the same way. That's really what I'm saying. That if you're in the right area for weakness, then you're getting a nice big gain on the downside. If you're in the wrong sector, you could see a little bit of a loss, or you could even see nothing, just a little bit of a gain as sideways consolidation and troughs. What are the levels we're looking at? I want to get this out right now. Until the SMH, the semiconductors, actually trade at around about 233, 245 right now. That's a 12. I mean, that's a lot of points to the downside. We're in a sideways consolidation. I'll be right back. Now it's down and 9, down 18. Basil Chapman type.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstad's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstad releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors. This portion of the Tiger Technicians Hour is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risks, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at direction.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Hi folks, I was asked to look at Palantir Technologies Inc., developer of the data fusion platforms. It's trading at 21.27. PLTR is a symbol of 33 cents. I see nothing. I think it's one of those stories where as it gets news, it has these big spikes, and it's done this for ages, but then it gives back a chunk. So all I can say is, because it has this area of 21 to 20.33, the low that was made around about mid-April, late April, if you're prepared to buy and hold, because it got news, I believe, the other day, it does a lot with the army, at least with the military, and yet it doesn't unfold that the news is so beneficial that this thing spikes and it makes higher highs and higher lows. What it does, it gets a big peak and then it pulls back. And you can see, look, peak A, and it pulls back from the 527 low back in 2024. It goes peak A, pulls back, takes its time. Boom, peak B, huge peak B. Pulls back, takes its time, just 3 months, and then boom, third month it goes to leg C, pulls back for 3 months, third month it breaks out, fourth month it makes a higher high. But the higher 45 round number back on in January of 2021, and that slide to the 527 level, sounds like a very important thing. That was December of 2022. This is a really nice percentage gain. Oh, it's fantastic. But it just it has these stair-step moves and then takes a breather. That means the third month, if it keeps up this same rotation and same rhythm, then this third month coming up in June should see a spike. And if it does that, all I'm going to say is it might be one of those things where you can chase it, but you got to get it immediately. So right here, up 31 cents, that's nothing. It's just stuck in this range, going from a lowercase h, maybe even to a second h, which makes an M-shaped pattern, lowercase m. All I'm saying is that for Palantir to really get going, I would say if you have nibbles, and or at least if you're in it at this particular point, and I believe this is one of the stocks that you really do like, and I think that's from Dave in New York, I'm just going to recommend that you have some. I personally would have a stop on some of that position at 20, around 20.10 or maybe 19.90, just around that level. But in the meantime, I would then add a trading position. I'd have a trading position if it closed any day. Actually, even if it just popped up to 21.74, it has to be a little higher than that. I'd have to say 21.90, getting close to 22, because then it should at least try to retest the high that was made on the 17th of May, which is at 22.17. That's the only way I would do it. And this is where it has to move. It has to move quickly, and it has to go into the 22.70 to 23.10 area. Then you've got something going. Otherwise, I'd just be looking at it and say, oh, ho-hum. It's not doing everything that you would, at least I would like to see it. And believe me, this has been on the radar for so long. I mean, people have spoken about Palantir all the way down from that 45 January 2021 high, all the way down to the fives. So it's disappointing in that regard. A couple of things. So I had just a statement here. Yeah, NVIDIA monthly chart. I have seen others like it. You remember Alpha was one of those. Alta did that a long time. Alta Beauty. This is a fantastic move. A leg D. It is exponential in a certain way because it has so many big candles on the way to the upside. But I personally don't call this exponential just yet. I say it's got the characteristics, but I look for something else. Let's just see ELF. You remember this was the ELF Beauty way back? Yeah. That even there, that wasn't. Look at Ulta Beauty. How was Ulta Beauty? When it comes to beauty, money goes there. Yeah, that was spectacular, but it still wasn't a vertical one. I had one the other day. Was that Crane Company? TT? Yes, look at that. Look at that. That, because of the steadiness and the number of months. Look, it hasn't even made a peak, right? Oh, it did. No, I don't think it did. And that is September of 2023. It makes a high of 211.58. The next month it has a high of 211.71. Yeah, so from this low right here, that was a low back in June, was it? No, it was in May of 2023 at 163.17. There's been no peak in the monthly chart since then, and it's gone all the way to the high of almost the high to 324.76 was the high. This is TT Train Tech PLC, heating, air conditioning, HVAC, refrigeration systems, etc. Yeah, and it's just started pulling back. Oh, that's what I wanted to mention. You see how it's just pulling back from a peak D? You see Cintas? This is overalls, uniforms. There's no other way I can count it at this particular point. I'm staying with that. I could say, yes, 704.84, missed it over there. That C could, in fact, be a very elongated leg F. I'm not going to make it fancy. The upward fails peak C is it's so rare in the whole panoply of Chapman wave notations for daily charts to fade as less than a D, all-time highs, less than a D. But so far it's turning down very sharply. But this is Cintas, and you've made your double top. Look at the double top here in the weekly chart. You've got this high that was made back in the week of the 29th of May at 704.84, and then the retest with a slightly 705.74, $1 higher. And look at the technicals here was weaker, quite a bit weaker, in fact. Yet the 9-period moving average is still looking fabulous. This is what I'm looking at. I've been waiting to do this. I'm going to do it now. I thought I'd do it tomorrow, but I'll do it now. So this is the IWM. It's pulled back, but the 9-period moving average, the Russell 2000, is still green. It's not yet turned pink. I think at some point it will, but so far it's holding well. Look at the Dow, INDU, pink. Look at the S&P, green, but it has turned down. Look at the QQQ. This is the daily chart with those three lines. The big, thick gray line is the symbol that we're following. Green is the 9-period moving average. If it's over the 14, the black 14-period moving average, it goes pink when it turns negative, and it hasn't yet. We've got the SMHs way, way higher. What was I about to do? Oh, QQQ. QQQ starting to turn down, but not yet pink. I think it will turn pink. It's a slow process. I think it's going to happen. SMHs, fantastic. Look at this. I think it's copying that. So it's going to take about, it could even be copying that. It could be taking another, I'd say, what is the date today? The 30th? Let's go all the way to June. Friday, week from tomorrow is the 7th. I'm going to say I would not be surprised if it's the 10th of June before the SMHs actually get close to dipping under the black 14 moving average in price and seeing the green getting closer to turning back. It could be sooner. That's the way I'm looking at it. UNG just had a question about that. UNG, yeah, look, green, and it's pulled back sharply, but it hasn't turned down. It's down 37 cents. I'll do this in a moment when I get there.
The Gold Report. As a precious metal, gold is still king. It continues to hold the most effective safe haven and hedging properties across the global major trading hubs of the London OTC market, the U.S. futures market, and the Shanghai Gold Exchange. The Gold Report. Tom O'Brien publishes his weekly gold report every Monday morning for subscribers, consisting of coverage of the XAU, HUI, GDX, the dollar, bonds, the South African rand, as well as 25 different mining equities with specific buy-sell recommendations. The Gold Report. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Subscribe to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report newsletter now at TFNN.com.
The stock market is a delicate interconnecting web of commodities, equities, and trader psychology. When one string of the web is pulled, it has a ripple effect across the broader market. This is where opportunity lies. But how are you to gather all of this information into one cohesive model when you're already spending your energy looking for any possible trade opportunities? Luckily, You don't have to worry about that, as Tom O'Brien has brought all important market news to you in one single newsletter, Market Insights. Market Insights provides a daily overview of what's happening in the indexes, bonds, gold, and more. Follow along with Tom daily as he analyzes the components that affect the overall movement of the stock market, giving insight into how each one plays either a bullish or bearish role. Tom also analyzes specific equities that he believes has the potential to make huge returns, and his track record proves his analysis right. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Don't let the market leave you in the dust.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Hi folks, we're back. Basil Chapman on this Thursday, the 30th of May. Dow's down 386, S&P's down 25. Look at this. UNG made a peak D. Remember the Chapman methodology? Peak D's where other things can happen. You can have your sharpest pullback or you can recycle to a brand new buy mode. 4 higher peaks. Well, right underneath, I mentioned this the other day, I said, failing to get very close to the 200-period moving average after months of being away from it, it means you're going to have to wait for another turn. And this is exactly what's happened. It's pulled back. If it had got the UNG, this is the United States Natural Gas Fund, if it had just gotten a little higher, 21, maybe 60 or 70, that 2211 200-period moving average, click, it would have suddenly grabbed it like a magnet. But now it's going to take a little bit more time. So that's a peak D, and it's a single leg A up in the weekly chart. Now look at this beautiful trend line. I call this Chapman Wave Inside Track Propellant Zone, and it's worked beautifully here. It held very nicely, and you've had a bit of a bounce. You've had the ictus of that unbalanced volume turn up, but look at the stochastic at 4.35. That is pathetic. Look at the MACD. Pathetic. There's just been no real traction for staying power in these single leg A up patterns in the weekly chart that have failed. Now, if $17 becomes, let's say, a support line, and in the next week, UNG rallies and gets close, very close to the 22.11 magnet line, it'll just grab it, and then it'll try to move above, but it'll stay there for a little bit, and that would really improve the weekly chart for the very first time. They'll say, whoa, maybe this time we can actually get a leg B. We've not had a peak B in a long, long time. So with that said, I just wanted to show you something else, and that is the natural gas. Look, NG. Natural gas is a slightly different pattern because it made a peak C. It hit the 200-period moving average. I like to think of the root, in this case, the futures, more as sometimes being more important than the ETF or ETN, which is the second derivative. It's moved away from the core. But at this particular point, it's that pattern that was at a D and it failed to get there. This one did. And it says, if it's starting to fail, that's not a good sign, especially at a peak C. So I'm watching 2.40 as a really important support over the next week. It's at 2.59 right now. Tesla, I was asked about Tesla. Remember, I drew this in a long time ago. I said, I'm drawing this in. I don't believe it can happen. It will be the 4th time you get a measured move to the downside, and I'm going to take it away because I think we're going sideways. Now I'm taking it away because I don't think it's going to happen just yet. So there it is. So now what's the pattern we're looking at? It would have been a V-shaped pattern if right. You see how important the 200-period moving average is? Stuck like glue. it keeps coming there, and then it pushes away. Then it comes back in and holds. So that 9-period moving average in the weekly chart is attempting, it's pink, it's attempting to cross positive, but it's far away from it. The MACD has crossed positive, stochastic weak at 56%. Oh, I'm going to talk about that in a moment. On balance volume did rally. I wouldn't say it's overboard, it's just kind of okay. But what you've seen is, so I was asked about, do I use timing? What do I do for turns? And I'll talk about that as well in a moment. So what I'm looking at is Tesla's gone sideways. It looks like Palantir, this daily chart right here, gone stuck sideways, stuck to the moving averages. So I'm just saying, I don't think Tesla is going to do much. I don't think it can get to the 199 200 period moving average. It's at 178 right now. All I can say is in the next, I'm going to give it all the way to mid-June. Let's call it June the 12th. That's a Wednesday, right? If at that point, on one occasion, it doesn't have to be numbered, just once, it has to go below this gap low. That's the gap of the 24th of April with a low of 157.51. So that's 24 points. That sounds like, whoa, what are you talking about? Well, Tesla has a way of doing that. It has big moves. So two levels to watch. If it closes under 168, 167.75, I'm going to say 167, watch out, because then I think if we just touch it once, go into the gap, I think you're going to be filling the gap. So that's what I'm saying. I see upside limited in Tesla. It's holding really well when you think about all the bad news and stuff that's going on. But at the same time, I am going to say that I'm watching it very closely for that 167 support. If it takes it out, that's not good. So another question was XPNG. Did I do that right? No. I'm going to FXI. So FXI is this is a large cap China ETF. Made a peak F on a fib number, and then it's pulled back quite sharply. It's gone, well, I say sharply, but actually in numbers, it's really not a big deal. It's gone from 29.53, and that has gone to today's low of 26.78. And that 9-period moving average is within a whisker of turning down. So I'm saying that when I look at the overall market, what was it I was looking at the other day? EWG. This is the German ETF, almost looks like the same thing. Look, it made a peak D, and it's making trough A, trough B, and trough C maybe today. But the 9-period moving average is green, but it's so close. So this is the German ETF. It doesn't look like the DAX, but it's made up of key German stocks. So I could go through many like that. But what I do want to say is that the question that I had was the QQQ. Did I hear you say that you could go to a higher high? I said, no, I didn't say that. I said it's made a high, a peak F at 460.58. The 9 is holding extremely well. It could make another high, but at this particular point, I'm thinking it's got the rollover. I'm going to just start drawing it here. And now I'm going to get to a question that I had about timing. So, you've got all these fantastic timers, a lot of people that are just really wonderful timers. They just do a great job. I do timing because if you remember with the TLT and a number of other areas, just so many areas, I do it even in the 1-minute charts, 5-minute charts, 10-minute charts. I do that plumb line, the left side number of bars and the right side. So what I do, if you look at the TLT all the way, wow, am I pleased I didn't ever lose that all that data from the last week when I had all that problem. Okay, there. So you remember, look, here's the left side, right side time. Sometimes the exact plumb line, the number of bars up to a high and then a number of bars down to the low. But I use this all the time. There are a number of things that we were looking at. We were looking at DXY. We're looking at the dollar right here, back at 101.30 back in June of 2022, going to the high of, I think it was September of 2022 at 114.78, 101 to 114.78, and then it came down and it made an exact left side, right side price time match. Well, that's one way that I do the timing. The other is it depends on the characteristic of the instrument that I'm following. But in this particular instance, we were waiting for the Dow to make that peak D. And as it's so often I've done over the years, I've at least initiated the start of some kind of a reversal of anticipation at a peak D in the Dow daily. Well, that was a timing method based on the notation of the Chapman wave. It wasn't date, it was the timing per se. And so, yes, so the answer is I do use timing, sometimes exact, but I don't use any planetary, anything like that. I use measured moves. So I hope that answers you. We've got the exact high based on the notation. It wasn't so much the time, although I did a cup formation. I can talk about that when we return.
Tigers, you've seen his show, you've learned from his webinars, and now it's time to trade side by side with him. Join Larry Pesavento for the second month of his new service, Live Trading Fridays. Hosted in the Tigers Den trading room on Discord, Larry has analyzed a number of commodities and indices, placed profitable trades, and explained his method. Whether you're new to trading or are a seasoned market veteran, trading side by side with a titan like Larry Pesavento will only enhance your game. Utilizing Fibonacci retracements and ABCD structures, Larry provides decades of insight into when to place trades, when to exit, when to ignore, and so much more. Learning is doing. So if you're serious about learning technical analysis and becoming profitable in this uncertain market, Live Trading Fridays is a must-have tool in your arsenal. Live Trading Fridays occur every second and fourth Friday of the month, so trading events for this month are May 10th and 24th. If you're serious about trading, we'll see you there. TFNN, educating investors.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
So I had a question from Fletch about the GEO company. This is financing this support services for immigrants and processing centers. Trading at 14.16 GEOs, the symbol up 48 cents. Yeah, this is acting much better. It did have a gap. It's kind of filled that gap. It made a high in the 16 area just the other day, just over 16. And it was peak D, once again, and it's pulled back quite sharply. Trough A, trough B, trough C, and trough D. And now it's running a little bit. I like it. I believe you're in it. I'm just going to say, if you aren't in it, the way you invest, I'm going to suggest that if you're not in it, and I think you are. But if you're not in it, you could just start a small position right here. It could just be going sideways, but that 9 period in the weekly chart is so strong, and the way it went under it and it came back, that's usually a good sign and says at least you got very good support. And I know you're prepared to take a little bit of a pain if you like the weekly and monthly charts, and I do like them. I'm going to say in your particular instance, yes, you should be in it. But if it's able, it needs to get to 1452. It's at 1413 right now in the next few days, because that'll fill the gap very nicely, and that'll be very positive. It really needs to hold 1350 as key support near term. Let me just finish this up now. So the Dow has been the weakest. It's still the weakest, and it's really coming down quite sharply. It's still looking very poor. It's gone underneath Chapman wave, inside track, propellant zone. It's going for the left side, right side price. Time match says by next week it should be testing, even if it has a bounce, it should be testing the 37, I believe it's 780 level. So Dow is the weakest, but now what we need to look at is if by the end of I said by this afternoon, 1:30 or so, if the Dow is down sharply below minus 90, that's really not very good. If it starts to come back and it becomes minus 80, that's actually quite good. But I think that the selling is here. The tide has turned. Just be really careful. And what's the SMHs? They're down $1.75. You want to see the SMHs, at least in the very short term, under 240 by Monday. And that says finally we've got to turn down. So in the meantime, be careful.